Hey Kevin, hey Hafi, this is Jennifer. Yes, I'm back in the hospital. Got some headaches. They can't determine where it's coming from, but I'm cleared as far as heart or strokes or anything like that, but just still here for observation. So I'm a little behind on getting everyone's commitments. Give me a couple more days and I should have those for you. But in the meantime, my investment advisor, he's been my advisor for over 25 years from when I had money. But anyway, he asked me a couple of questions about the investment opportunity and I couldn't answer him. The two questions he had, the number one was, what happens if something happens to one of you, one of the principal owners of the company? So, like, we're making this deal with each other, but is everybody at the company understanding what takes place and whatever agreements will be um, in place with this quote unquote American bloc and with me or whatever? He wants to understand what about the whole deal? Like, you all will probably have an excellent listing because Michelle is doing it and she's has a lot of integrity and everybody knows her in South Africa. But what happens if she pulls out and doesn't do the deal, or the other side with the institutional investors? And then what happens, Hafi and Kevin, if you all decide, you know what, we're just going to sell our shares and move on to something else? You know, we may sell before it goes public. And so then what happens then if the 25% block is left and they're not selling, then what takes place? The other question he asked was, what happens if you don't raise the 2.5? And I'm assuming if you don't raise it here, you continue on and make the rest. If we came up with the 100,000, then you would go with somebody else. So we just keep looking till we find the people. But I wasn't sure. I couldn't answer that question. And then he asked about a GRA, but I think that's only if you have to invest, if you invest in the U.S. stock market. It's something that is put in place here for foreign companies that are investors in America. They have to do some type of filing to make sure there's no fraud, to make sure people are going to get their money back. Oh, that was the other question. It was, so what happens if something happens to you key principal people? Is there a KPI, some type of insurance that protects those that are in a company that are not the primary? So I don't know if you guys have insurance or stuff like that. Look, always in America, there's got to be some issues. He's just trying to make sure he's looking out for our best interest, well, my best interest, which I'm looking out for everybody else. I don't have any issue. I guess I should have thought about that. But he's like, what is your protection against fraud? And I'm like, I don't really have any protection against fraud other than I know Kevin and I don't believe he's going to do that. And he, he's the outside person. He's like, let me be the negative nanny and say, well, what happens if Kevin leaves? Then what? So those are the different questions that he has. I'm sending this to you. He didn't have time. He has meetings today, and maybe we can set up something for Monday to answer the questions so that everybody can hear the answers. I don't want to be more trouble than with his words, but just wanted to throw that out. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I'm gonna try to get this to you before you leave work today. Hopefully, it'll go ahead and upload to YouTube before then. All right, you guys have a great weekend and thank you.